Culture and language. Culture refers to dynamic social system and shared patterns of behavior, beliefs, knowledge, attitude, and values. Language is an expression of who we are as individuals, communities, nations. Culture and language means culture is assigned to know what beliefs a place has. There are different types of culture in the Philippines. We have Islamic, Catholic, Christian, Ayeta, and so on. How do we know that a person or place is a Muslim without their culture as a Muslim? So, the difference between culture and language. Culture is a symbol of race and clan, while language is used to express what you want to convey to a person. There are also different types of language. We have Magindanaon, Maranao, Cebuano, Tagalog, and English, etc. What is the relationship between culture and language? Language is culture, and culture is language. Because language and culture have a complex homologous relationship. Language is complexly intertwined with culture. They have evolved together, influencing one another in the process, ultimately shaping what it means to be human. So, what is culture? Culture is how a society lives. Culture includes education, laws, celebrations, food, religions, habits, and costumes. Culture. When you say culture, culture is the tradition and costumes that govern behavior and beliefs transmitted taught learned. Culture is a body of characteristics such as beliefs, social norms, and ethnic background shared in a region by a population of people. Development and discipline can be influenced by culture. Culture contains values, norms, prejudice, social influence, and human activity. Values and beliefs hold high importance. So, an example would be religions. In many cultures, religion is of high value. Norms set an expectation to what is socially acceptable. Prejudice is formed in culture. Why culture is important? So, the importance of cultures is culture affect market demand, manage real behavior is driven by his/her cultural knowledge. Knowledge of native culture is useful when dealing with home markets, but it has little value when dealing in foreign markets. Culture affect the nature of business negotiations. Culture act as hidden entry barrier, but it can be overcome with cultural sensitivity, hard work, and quality. Culture and society. Culture consists of material objects, patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving passed from generation to generation. A people's way of life that is passed on generationally. Society. A society is a group of people living within defined territorial borders who share a culture. Culture provides the blueprints for guiding people in their relationship within a society. What is the relationship between culture and society? Culture and society are intricately related. A culture consists of the objects of a society, whereas a society consists of the people who share a common culture. When the terms culture and society first acquired their current meanings, most people in the world work and live in small groups in the same locale. The example of culture and society. The characteristic of culture. Characteristic of culture. Culture is learned. Culture is shared. Culture is symbolic. Culture is integrated. Culture is dynamic. The characteristic of cultures is culture has 5 basic characteristics. It is learned, shared, based on symbols, integrated, and dynamic. All cultures share these basic features. Number 1. Culture is learned. It is not biological. We do not inherit it much of learning. Culture is unconscious. We learn culture from families, peers, institutions, and media. The process of learning culture is renowned as enculturation. While all humans have basic biological needs such as food, sleep, and sex, the way we fulfill those needs varies and across culturally. Number 2. Culture is shared. Because we share culture with others members of our group, we are able to act in socially appropriate ways as well as predict how others will act. Despite the shared nature of cultures, that doesn't mean that cultures is homologous, the same. The multiple cultural words that exist in any society are discussed in details below. Number 3, culture is based on symbols. A symbol is something that stands for something else. Symbols vary across culturally and are arbitrary. They only have meaning when people in a culture agree on their use. Language, money, and art are all symbols. Language is the most important symbolic component of cultures. So number 4, culture is integrated. This is known as wholes or the various parts of a culture. So number 5, culture is dynamic. This simply means that cultures interact and change because most cultures are in contact with other cultures. They exchange ideas and symbols. So all cultures change, otherwise they would have problems adapting to changing environments. And because cultures are integrated, if one component in the system changes, it is likely that the entire system must adjust. The function of cultures. Function of culture. Help human beings adapt to the environment, help to produce and distribute goods and services, maintain internal order, harmonize society, provide a set of values and beliefs. Function of culture. In addition to its intrinsic value, culture provides important social and economic benefits. With improved learning and health, increased tolerance and opportunities to come together with others. Culture enhances our quality of life and increases overall well-being for both individuals and communities.